This episode of All About the Gear is brought to you by Zenfolio, the #1 voted website builder for photographers. With beautiful customizable layouts, best in industry selling and marketing tools, Zenfolio is the all-in-one solution for your photography business. Use the exclusive code ZENGEAR for 1 month free of a pro-level subscription plus 30% off your annual plan at zenfolio.com. Build it beautiful, Zenfolio. Websites, proofing, and selling. Drobo has established itself as the understandable RAID solution for people who need to store a lot of data and need to store it safely. With its Beyond RAID technology, the company addresses a few concerns plaguing photographers today. First, we're always creating more data, whether it's via giant RAW files, 4K video, or just Photoshop documents with a bazillion layers. Over time, it adds up, and losing any of this data is kind of non-negotiable. And secondly, photographers need storage that we can expand without copying all of our files to bigger drives year after year. And lastly, but not least, we need speed. They've just released an entry-level unit called the Drobo 5C that doesn't have the latest and greatest Thunderbolt ports found on the more expensive models. Instead, it's got a USB-C port, so it's great for backup. And like all Drobos, the 5C protects your data from a single or dual hard drive failures. If there's a failure, Drobo immediately starts to rebuild the data on the failed drive to protect the data using the available space on the other drives. The Drobo 5C will support up to 64 terabyte volume sizes, but you can start with much less. Basically, you start with the capacity that you need today, then when your storage needs increase, you just basically throw in another drive or replace one of the smaller drives in the unit with a larger one. Just buy the best drive at the best price when you need more space. And installing the drives is easy. They just slide into the drive bays. No metal carriers and assembly is required, and the faceplate is easy to remove because it's held in place by magnets. And the Drobo is really easy to understand. There are lights on the front to tell you what's happening. Basically, if you can read a traffic light, you already know how to use the Drobo. Each blue LED along the bottom represents 10% utilization, letting you know exactly how much capacity has been consumed. Green, yellow, or red LEDs keep you informed of each of the drive's status at all times. And if you're unsure at any time what these lights mean, all the information is right there on the back of the magnetic cover. So essentially, the Drobo 5C is a rebranding of the original Drobo that the company launched several years ago. It's still kicking after all these years, but they've gone on to release several new different versions of varying capacities and sizes for different uses, and even speeds that are suitable for video editing and that sort of thing. But if you need an entry-level, rock-solid, expandable storage device, the Drobo 5C is awesome. It's relatively inexpensive. A couple $100 can get you in, and you can expand as you go. All right, we'll see you in the next video.